What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Modulus Longstrike. The Longstrike is back, bros. This is a reskin of the original Longstrike shell, but it has enhanced internals, so it shoots like a current modern Nerf blaster. It comes with a new flashy paint job and a few reskinned accessories. You ready to achieve sniper status, bros? Let's get into the review. Included is the blaster, detached stock, barrel, scope, bipod, 3 magazines, darts, bolt handle, and the instructions. Attaching the stock is very simple. It snaps into place very easily. And once assembled, the stock is not detachable, so it clicks into place and it's locked in. Attaching the priming handle is also very easy. You slide through the bolt and thread on the other handle. It doesn't snap into place like the original Longstrike. This is a threaded handle, so you can remove it if you need to. The Modulus Longstrike is in essence a reskin of the original Longstrike, but I'll do an external overview in case you forgot about the Longstrike. But I'll remove the accessories so the core blaster is easy to see. Starting up at the front, this is the original Longstrike barrel. In-strike tactical rail up on the top and a longer one on the bottom, and a flip-up front sight right here to correspond with the rear iron sight. And that's pretty much it. This is a standard in-strike barrel attachment, so if you want to remove it from the Longstrike, you can put this onto your Strife or any other Nerf blaster. That has the in-strike barrel attachment lug, of course. The Longstrike barrel extension is, I believe, the longest barrel out there, so if you're like sniper status, it seems appropriate. And the inner diameter of this barrel is a little larger than others, so it doesn't impede your accuracy and performance quite as much as others. However, it's also very long, so even though it's wider, it still does negatively affect your performance. But come on, you don't buy a Longstrike if you're a performance purist. It's to look like a sniper. But that's it for the barrel. It's the same as the original Longstrike barrel, just with new colors. Moving to the blaster, up in the front, of course, it has an in-strike barrel attachment lug, so you can put on your barrel like that. Sling attachment point, in-strike tactical rail, a second in-strike tactical rail. All those tactics, bro. You can put like 3 scopes on here. In between the 2 in-strike rails is the access door. To get in there, you prime the blaster, then open up the access door and you can get your finger in to clear out any jams. I did not have any jams or malfunctions through my testing procedure, which surprised me a little. The original Longstrike did jam on occasion. To the side of the blaster is the bolt handle to prime, push back, and pull forward. You can do that on either side, full ambi, bro, tactics. The prime is pretty smooth and the weight is in line with other spring blasters on the market right now. Below that is the magazine well. To get the mag out, you pull back on the priming handle and strike the magazine release here, or also on the other side, and pull out the mag. The blaster comes with 3 6-round magazines, which are half transparent and half white. The magazine looks pretty cool, but it's not new. It's been used with other blasters, and of course this blaster is compatible with other in-strike magazines if you need to increase your capacity. But come on, real snipers use 6-round mags because 1 shot, 1 kill. 1 shot, 1 foam tag. Whatevs. The magazine well works pretty smoothly. You can just put it right back in there. And on this side of the blaster, you have 2 different unjamming buttons, which is not present in the original Longstrike. This is an update. After you prime the Longstrike, you're not able to prime it again. Sometimes you have to clear out a jam, so you can push this top button. Unfortunately, you need like a pencil or a pen to jab it. It's not like other unjamming buttons where you can use your finger. But when you press that in, it unlocks the mechanism, which allows you to reprime the blaster if you need to clear out a jam. And that's the function of the top unjamming button. There's also another unjamming button, which I have not had an opportunity to use because my bolt handle did not seize up. But it's a bolt handle unjamming button, so sometimes your bolt handle can get stuck in the middle. I remember it happening with the original Longstrike, but not this one. But if that occurs, it's the same concept where it unjams the mechanism, so then you can reprime to clear a jam. Down to the trigger pull is pretty standard. This blaster does not have slam fire. But come on, it's not a real sniper rifle, it has slam fire, right? Up on the back, we have a rear iron sight, which corresponds with the front if you choose to flip it up. And below that is a small hole that's the priming indicator. So when you prime back the blaster, you can see the little orange piece that indicates you're primed and ready to fire. Now down to the grip, it's certainly unique. Some people really like the Longstrike grip and some people absolutely hate it. This feels exactly like the original Longstrike, so if you've already felt that, you know how this one will feel. I complain that I have large hands, but I don't have fat fingers, I just have long fingers. The Longstrike actually works pretty comfortably with my long fingers. Imagine if you had a pretty fat palm, especially a fat thumb. This could be uncomfortable, but I think it's comfortable. I like it. It certainly holds more like a long gun or like a sniper rifle, so if you like that feel, you know, you'll probably like the Longstrike. To the rest of the stock, like I mentioned, after you snap the stock in on the Longstrike, it's permanently in there. It's not a detachable stock like other in-strike stocks. But just like the original Longstrike stock, you're able to hold 2 magazines, one on each side, which you're able to slide up like that. It is pretty secure under normal play. If you really hit this hard, the magazine will come out, but I think the security here is pretty solid. As in tight enough to hold place if you're running for most Nerf events, but then it's not too difficult to pull it out quickly. And it holds 2 magazines in the stock, 1 on each side. And up in the top, sling mount, and down here, another sling mount. And that is the external overview of the core blaster. The proportions are a little weird, but I think it's ergonomically sound. It is comfortable if you're looking for like a long gun feel. If you're expecting it to feel like a rapid strike, like a traditional carbine or rifle, it's not gonna feel like that, so it might be weird. But if you're looking for a sniper rifle feel, I mean, it's second to none. I mean, the Longstrike is like the go-to cool platform. People haven't used them recently because the originals kind of suck performance-wise, but they look freaking awesome. Or that might just be me, but I especially like this white and lime paint job. It looks pretty snazzy, but that's the core blaster. Now to these two accessories. First, the scope, which is the exact same as the original Modulus scope, but with a new paint job. Instrike rail attachment point at the bottom, so you can slide it onto your rail like that. And as you all know, for your sniper rifle, you obviously need a scope. I think it's silly that the original Longstrike was sold with that goofy grenader type of like iron sight. Totally weird, but this is a super cool scope. Of course, it's not gonna help you shoot more accurately, but it looks cool. And that's what matters. And the other accessory is the bipod, which also attaches with the Instrike rail attachment point down here, like that. This is the same bipod with a new paint job that came out with an AccuStrike long gun, I think the Raptor Strike. This one's white instead of gray, but it's mechanically identical. It's in a down or like active position now, but you can also just push up these arms to get it out of the way. And these arms will actually spin 360 continuously, so you can have them in any angle that you want. And a cool feature about this bipod is it's adjustable in length, so when you push this little orange button, the little legs pop out. 3 settings: short, medium, and long. And that will change how high the blaster sits up off of your table, or if you want to rest it on something as you're shooting, you know, it's basic height adjustment. With the height adjustment, it can be very small and compact, but then also extend out to be as big as the original Centurion bipod, which is pretty large. So kind of the best of both worlds, nice and compact, but if you need it to be longer, you can just extend it. There's a joke in there somewhere. That is the external overview of the Modulus Longstrike and accessories. As I stated up front, this is a reskin of the original Longstrike, but mechanically, internally, it's superior, so check this out on the firing range. Starting with blue Nerf Elite darts for video visibility. Now some blue waffle head darts. Operating the Modulus Longstrike is loads of fun. It performs just like other Modulus blasters on the market right now. I put the blaster up on my chronograph and I achieved an average velocity of 73 feet per second, which is pretty much par or maybe a little above par for most blasters on the market right now. So performance is pretty solid, and of course if you want to achieve sniper status, I would highly recommend some waffle head darts, not Nerf Elite darts or Modulus darts. Those are just not accurate. And you're trying to be a sniper, so obviously precision and accuracy is vital. While you're at it, you might want a few more scopes for that enhanced precision. So ergonomically identical to the original Longstrike, par or maybe a little above average firing velocity, and no jams or malfunctions. Overall, pretty solid build, and that's it for the objective information over the Longstrike. Now to my personal opinion. Personally, I really dig that Hasbro released the reskin of the original Longstrike. The original Longstrike has always been the coolest looking sniper rifle in my opinion. It just has a unique, sleek rear end. I mean, okay, can't make that not sexual. It just has a unique, very snipery rear end. It has a cool like front barrel. It just screams sniper rifle. But the original Longstrike, right when the Elite blaster started to get good, it just performed too poorly to actually use. So nobody really used it other than for the, the barrel. But with the reskin, you have modern Modulus performance. I really dig the paint job. I think this white and green looks super cool. I think the scope is a little out of place because these lines almost make it look like a tiger stripe camouflage. And then this is like a little blotchy. So that seems out of place, but the core blaster looks super cool. It's a reused magazine, reused bipod, and reused scope, but recolored and repainted to look super cool. I think it's a fantastic use of existing designs out of Hasbro. I did not have any jams and malfunctions. The only thing I would do to improve this blaster, well, other than, repainting the scope to match like the cool like tiger stripe paint, is using a different jam release button over here for the bolt release. Because I have to use my pencil or pen to jab it in there to clear out the jam, I wasn't able to just use my fingers like every other jam release available right now. So that is a complaint, but I think it's super cool that they have 2 different jam releases, because occasionally, I remember it happening on the original Longstrike, it was infuriating because my bolt got locked in the middle position. I wasn't able to close it, and I wasn't able to prime it again. And it just seizes up, and I know this happens to other people. I happen to open up my Longstrike and mechanically fix it, but not everybody can do that. More accurately, not everybody has the patience to do it. It's not really that difficult. So the addition of that jam release is much appreciated. I know people, if they seize up the blaster and it almost spoils the blaster completely, will definitely appreciate that, even if you have to use a pencil to unjam it. Better than throwing away the blaster for sure. I really dig this new trend that Hasbro's just banging out reskins of existing designs like with the Demolisher. The original Longshot revamp, the blue one that was quote elite but not really elite, was kind of a disappointment. It looked cool, but the performance sucked. This one is updated so it shoots like a modern Nerf blaster, but it has the cool shell of the original Longstrike. Best of both worlds. And with this scope and this bipod, it's a very snipery package that performs well. So definitely very happy with the product. And Hasbro, if you're looking for recommendations for other blasters to reskin, the original 1994 crossbow, pretty flocks. I know the modding community would love it, but it wouldn't really fit the whole Tactical Modulus series. I don't know, maybe throw it in the Rebel series. That's all wonky anyways, right? So personal opinion on the Modulus Longstrike is totally positive. Awesome. If you're interested in purchasing the Modulus Longstrike, I'll put a buy link in the description box below. By the way, check out the Amazon listing. This is hilarious. Not only did they put the scope on backwards in some of these images, which happens every once in a while. If you don't know how scopes work, you don't really know which way's forward. Pro tip to any Nerfers, however, this little front notch on your N-Strike attachment always points forward, or towards the barrel. If you have it this way, so the notch is behind the little attachment latch, it's on backwards. With scopes, it's obvious, but with like vertical grips and bipods, it could go either way. But that's just a general rule. But on Amazon, they have the scope backwards, but they also have the magazine in backwards, and I don't know how they got the mag to stick. Because it's a slanted magazine, you can tell in the images when it's backwards, but when you try to, I don't know how the photographer shoved that magazine into the blaster. He must have broken the blaster. And it's just hilarious because that kid is looking down the scope the wrong way. He's like, I'm ready to Nerf, bro, even though this blaster's mechanically Maybe I got too much joy out of that listing, but a company like Hasbro, it's just kind of funny when it's so catastrophically screwed up, so LOL. But I can't rip on them too hard because I'm stoked that this is now available on Amazon, although the price is a little expensive. My reviews don't evaluate value or price because in 3 months that price will be completely different, and if you buy it across the world, it'll be a different price. So I want to stick to the objective mechanical review. And that is it for the review and my personal opinion. Again, if you'd like to buy one, a purchase link available in the description box below. That's it for this review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.